So here we go. Mom has already started sauteing some onions in garlic, onion and garlic in olive oil. Is that right? And turkey bacon. Okay. And now she's poured in some tomatoes. She has discovered that she does not have enough tomatoes, but this is what happened yesterday. There was a big crisis, and Mom is going to do some sort of like Mr. Wizard thing to make everything right. In fact, she wouldn't feel completely stressed enough. She's unless she didn't have the tomatoes. So now she's got her motivation.
Here are, I have these much tomatoes. Do this, and it will be fine. Let's see the condition of these tomatoes.
So again, the dish tonight, you see what we're starting with, but the dish this evening is eggplant parmesan.
Yes. And I'm going to put here some boiling water.
Boiling water.
Is that boiling? Yeah. Okay. Put this here. And there you go. Now we're going to see what these tomatoes are like. Because I bought these like a week ago. I don't know if they're still tomatoes or if they're mush.
No, they look... Well, you just dumped one. It's going to be... You know how they call crushed tomatoes? How do you think they did it in the old country?
Oh, that one is half a bad tomato. This one is pretty good. That one may have to leave.
We're not going to shoot a close-up of these tomatoes. We're just going to... You know how in cooking shows they cut away later to like the finished... We're going to do that. But you can see, folks, that Mom is... She's dealing with tomatoes.
A half a tomato there. And this guy, this is okay. You could go in there. Okay. So first we're going to cut the center out of these tomatoes.
You're finding your Julia Child voice, Mom. Do it.
This is just, there you go. And they're all a little, not too great, but let's just say they're very nice and light.
They're great for television.
Yes. And there is that many. And then we're going to use, in addition to that, some of the lovely tomatoes.
Some actual tomatoes.
That we bought from the farm yesterday. I think...
They may be too ripe, these tomatoes. No.
That's fine.
I mean too, oh.
We may have that, what we have in the pot, and these that are coming, maybe two of these would be okay. The ripest of them. One. See, when I looked in here, I said, oh yes, there's a can of tomatoes.
But you were looking at
Enchilada sauce.
enchilada sauce, yeah.
And there's a can of pumpkin. What are you looking for now?
What about in the pasta drawer downtown?
No. The pasta drawer?
All those pasta drawers is just pasta.
That's
Yeah,
just
all right.
pasta. Right.
But
But this will be fine.
fine.
Pasta.
Pasta, it's just pasta.
Pasta. Okay. And we will have enough tomato. And nobody will know because the
No.
eggplant will be so
And
sour.
they're not going to see because we're not videotaping.
You are.
Oh, wait, we are videotaping.
Yes.
Well, it's editing, you know, creative editing.
Now we're going to turn the oven on to 375. Convection bake.
Okay, 375 the oven's going on to now.
That's 37. There. Okay.
We have it. Oh, we're blanching the hell out of these tomatoes.
Yes.
And that's what it looks like when you pour boiling water. So
And
that's what we've done now.
Do you know why you do that?
We're take the skin off those
Right.
puppies.
Yes.
But is that the only thing? Or are they slightly cooking them as well?
No.
Softer for cooking now? Okay. All right, so that's what we do, folks. We're
Okay.
trying to get off the skins.
Okay, we're getting the skin off the tomatoes. Okay, so then you could go in there and cool it down. You could feel these like that. Up like this so that any juices that come out could go back into the dish.
Ah. Okay, so now we've taken the tomatoes, we've strained the water, and Grandma is cutting up
Manipulating.
the tomatoes
Yes.
in
Ripping them into pieces.
into pieces.
And here's a one. Usually when I'm making Italian food, I affect an Italian accent. It somehow makes it better.
So let's hear it.
Yes, it do.
Have you ever read Stregonona? Do you know what that is?
It's witch's soup.
Okay, well, it's also a children's story. It's a woman named Stregonona.
She's a witch.
Well, okay, she has a pot that she can just continually take pasta out of.
Yeah. Strega is the word for witch.
Huh.
And nonna means grandma.
Ah, that is so crazy. I should tell Hannah's got to hear that. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So she's peeling the skin off the tomato before then crushing it up and putting it in there.
While my nose is running, being careful not to drip snot into the tomato.
That is the secret ingredient in Taco Bell.
Mm,
Yeah,
okay.
little known fact.
Okay. These little Roma tomatoes have a much thicker skin. They're a little harder to peel.
Do you recommend those instead of the beefsteaks?
Oh,
If you're gonna have
definitely. Well, you know something? The tomatoes here, I asked the woman at the farm truck once, do you ever grow Roma? She says, oh yes, we have them. I'll have to remember to bring some next time. And she didn't, but I'm curious to see if hers are better. The ones that I buy in the market, such as these, or maybe I bought these in another natural food store, they never seem to be as good as I want them to be. The tomatoes here, maybe because it's the sunlight
yeah,
or the heat, but they're never quite as good as like
East Coast
the
tomatoes.
East Coast tomato. How much is that? 2 cups. Let's see what it looks like.
So we're putting in about 2 cups
And
of
we already
tomatoes.
had like a cup and a half, I would think.
Okay,
Okay.
so that would be 3.5 to 4 cups of tomatoes
Uh,
altogether. It seems like.
okay. Back to cooking. Okay. Let's bring this to a boil. Let us.
So we're bringing the pot to a boil now and adding some salt or sugar.
Salt.
Salt. Okay.
And we'll
Pinch of salt. And what are we putting in now?
Pepper.
We're putting in black pepper.
And there is already olive oil, and there is the
Onions, garlic,
onions,
and
not onions,
and that's
and basil and basil, as they say in England. And
so you had basil. Before we put the tomatoes in, we had onion, garlic, basil, olive oil,
thyme, and
chicken
little,
stock.
I should put a little chicken stock, which I also don't have. Okay. Yes. Okay. Now you are going to come to boil. You're going to cook while I fix these asparagus, the eggplants. Don't confuse me.
Okay, so while this is simmering, it's simmering?
It's not simmering
Oh, we're
yet.
putting it to boil and then simmer.
Yes, indeed.
And once it simmers, while it's doing so, we're going to cut up the eggplant.
And we have to bread it and put it in the oven to toast.
See, I did not know that.
Yes.
Oh, I usually pan fry them.
It says, I took a look at all the recipes. It said to bread it and put panko on it. And then put it in the oven at 375 and toast it and then start lighting it. And I have here mozzarella cheese, as you know, and I also have Parmesan. Okay. And what else is still running? Let's just get an idea of what this stuff looks like. I think this looks like it would be enough sauce for what I need.
Because it's not really a sauce-based dish. I think you're right, Mom.
Okay. Right now, it doesn't taste very strongly of tomatoes.
Well, it's got to reduce, though, doesn't it? Or no?
Looking for something, and I distract myself. Oh, the sugar, which is out. I just wanted to put a little tad of sugar in.
So, as we can see, Mom is not putting in measured amounts of salt and pepper and sugar. She is putting it in, a little of this, a little of that, and then
Sugar is missing.
tasting it. It seems as if, oh, the sugar is over here, Mom.
Here is the sugar. Okay. Now I'm going to use the end of this fork to carefully measure a little sugar into it. See? Easy as 1, 2, 3. And I think I am going to close this up and put it on simmer. And then, after it's cooking for a little while, I'm going to take my potato masher and mash it up.
Ah. Now, all of this step could be also remedied by buying a jar of sauce.
It probably would be just as good because the main thing is this is the main thing.
Gotcha.
And by the time you bake it and you put all the cheese and everything on it, I don't really think that you're going to taste
The difference in the sauce.
No.
Okay, well, just since we know the dish we're making is eggplant parmesan, and what we bought previously when we went to the farmer's market or the farmer's truck is we bought Italian eggplant. That's so if you can buy the Italian eggplant.
Now,
Because it's why the Italian one? It's smaller, the seeds are denser. What's with it?
feel how fresh this is. What else would you buy? The long egg?
Well, they have the regular eggplant. I don't know. They call in the store. You can buy Italian eggplant or eggplant.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never seen that. Feel how hard
These
that
are
is.
smaller, Jen.
I chose.
You know
the
what? You're
smaller
right.
ones.
These are very firm.
I chose the smallest ones because I thought that they would be.
I thought because if they're smaller, they just fit in the pan
And
a
no,
little bit
and I
better.
didn't want them to be too dense, too full of seeds and everything, you know. So I figured I'll get the small ones. I think they're an organic farm, but we'll wash this stuff. It's nice and squeaky clean. And there's
She's
one.
giving their little bottoms a bath in the sink. That one almost slipped out of her hands. Crafty little sucker that it is.
Little devil.
Frisky little devil.
Okay.
I used to get a bath in the sink like that too when I was a kid.
Yes, so did I. remember getting a bath in the sink. I remember...
We used to say that to Hannah, but we never ended up doing it for her. Our sink wasn't
big enough.
Yeah,
And
put her in that sink.
the funny thing is my grandparents lived on the top floor, and then there was a tenant, the Flannerys, lived on the ground floor, and we lived in the basement until my mother was pregnant with Joe, I think. We lived there, and I remember...
In Great Neck, though, or in New York?
In my grandmother's house. We're
in
Carrie's
Queens,
house.
in Sunnyside.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And my grandfather used to come down that alley, you know the alley that goes
In
down?
between where the cars are, in between
Yeah.
the houses, yeah.
And he would come and look in the window at me. I was playing in the tub, and he would say, "Hello, baby." That's almost the only thing he knew how to say. I mean, he spoke so little English, really. And he was like, my father was, he was the same as my father. He was
A nice guy.
sweet,
Yeah.
and everybody would say to my grandmother,
He's good for nothing.
he's such a good man, and she would say, good for nothing, good for nothing.
So I only heard the good for nothing part. I didn't ever hear everyone say what a good man he was.
How good he is. He was so sweet and good-natured.
And he made his own wine.
And he made...
But the dude didn't work a day after he made it back to New York. He was in the mine in Colorado and Scranton, but he never...
Not Scranton. That was my Polish grandfather.
Okay.
And I don't even know if he ever... Did I ever show you the newspaper clipping about my grandfather and his brother?
No, but Mike has every newspaper clipping
No,
known
but
to
this
man.
is a real... I have to show you this, and you have to read it.
Okay.
Promise me you're going to sit down now and read it. I'm going to find it.
Yes, I will read it.
This is the story of why my father and his family came to New York. Now I'll never be able to find it.
Hey, here's Pop.
Sorry. Damn. I had it here.
This is a video of Mom cursing. Cursing. Kicking bowls of cat food.
Okay. I'm going outside the garage.
Alright, so now...
I'm mashing up, to speed the process along, I am mashing up. It does look a little thin, I'm afraid to say. It does. Maybe I should cook it uncovered a bit now. This is really trial and error.
Cooking in general or this dish?
This dish.
Ah.
All cooking is.
Yeah, I agree,
It really
because
is.
it sort of was the same yesterday. You adjusted everything and it was perfect.
But sometimes it comes out just swell, and sometimes I say, like the chocolate cake. No, that's better.
I do have a feeling a lot of that. I mean, it seems like it would need to cook at least a half an hour like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So let's just say when we did put the tomatoes in, how long altogether? Is that 40 minutes or so that these tomatoes, you have to watch it and see when it's condensed and the flavor?
As they say, until it's done. Right.
Okay,
Okay,
all right,
now
good.
I'm going to slice up this vegetable.
Okay, and what are we using, a regular knife or one of those grating machines, or?
No.
Because I cut them by hand too, but I try and make them virtually as thin as I could.
Do you?
I mean, I've gone different ways.
This looks very nice.
See, I had made them
Look
that
at that.
thick in the past.
Is that too thick?
But who's the chef? You're the expert here. I'm looking at how you're doing it. That's about how I was doing it. Then I started doing it a little thinner, and it just was a little sort of crispy or whatever. It got a little different. But, no, I mean, when you bake them or roast them, they're going to be great.
Some are thicker than others, and some are crookeder than others.
They represent all of us.
That's it. You are the eggplant, you are the world. after I have this whole sucker together, I have to see how long. So you fry all these first.
Oh, then you put them in the oven.
No, you do.
Oh, yes,
The
I do. I
recipes-
fry them like they were little chicken cutlets. Every single one of them.
Yeah.
That's how I thought you did it.
You want me to tell you, I don't ever remember
How you
actually
used to do it.
making this.
I see.
I probably had in the past sometime, but I have no recollection of having done so.
Oh, you mean before today at all? Or? Oh, my MG. Really?
No, really. I probably have made it, and I don't.
See,
remember.
I've made it 3 or 4 times for Hannah in the last 5 years.
Goodness.
Because she'll ask, I made it like, oh, you want to have this? And then I'd make it, and then occasionally she would remind me. She's going to be psyched that you're making it.
Goodness, I hope not, because she's going to say, this doesn't taste anything like eggplant parmesan.
Oh, no, it's going to taste just like the way I make it. It's really like a lasagna with eggplant.
Yeah. And I have made lasagna with eggplant and zucchini. And once I made
She's not going to dig a zucchini one. An eggplant one, yeah.
hero sandwiches with fried eggplant, zucchini, red peppers, and onions, and put it in, a long.
You roast it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you, right.
And then put some cheese
And the
on it.
zucchinis are sliced long, not round, yeah.
And then wrap it up and put it in the oven, and with some cheese on it, and that's a very nice thing to serve for a crowd. That's very good. People like that. So, we're getting there, getting towards the bitter end. Oh, come on, stand up. Don't make me cut my finger off now. You know why I think this is harder? Because the other one, I started at the end, it was more to the point. I had something sturdier to hold on to. That's way too thick. Okay, let's call it a day here. All right. Yes, I should have. Goodbye. That's enough. Goodbye. Okay, now we're going to mix it with, I'm going to use this 2% milk, and I'm going to use this liquid egg.
Right, so we're going to put in some milk and egg. She's using an egg substitute, but you can use an actual egg as well in order to, before you batter, in order to batter the eggplant before you breadcrumb them, my friends.
It's looking more like sauce, right?
Yes,
Looks more like sauce.
it does, even though it was covered.
Does it taste something like sauce? It tastes thin. I think I am going to leave it uncovered. Okay. We're going to put some salt and pepper in here.
Okay, so we're
We're gonna put
seasoning the
salt.
bowl first.
We're going to put pepper. I have another container of pepper someplace. Pepper. We're going to put in, let's see, let's see how much is egg I have. I would say, yeah, that much egg.
1 or 2 eggs.
Well, yeah.
A regular egg, it'll be 1, I would imagine.
No, it's 2 because
Oh.
a quarter cup of this equals an egg. And I'm going to put in, that
That was me.
much milk anyway.
Okay, now we got milk in there. We got milk, the egg, the salt, the pepper.
That's not really going to be enough for all this, do you think? Do you put some flour in this?
I generally do not know.
Okay.
My whole thing is I'm just curious.
How
Are
is
you
it?
playing this entirely by ear?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
No, I don't see. I mean, you tell me. Why would you You mean in with the egg? Would you put flour, or
Yeah.
you mean?
Because then when you put it in the panko, it's going to already have some glutinous property.
So should we?
Yeah, I think we should.
All right, and you're going to sort of sprinkle the flour on there.
I should put it in.
You know what? I feel like you need to put a little more of that eggy thing in
Yeah, I
there.
think. I may even have to put another egg in there. I bet it would come out if I took the cup. And I am going to now sprinkle a little bit of flour, and it will make kind of a little batter. And this is my secret way of getting. Here is. This is my getter of my things. And this is the flour. I also have some this, which is Italian seasoned breadcrumbs. We might start with that, actually, would be a good thing. Oh, flour, yes, a little flour. Which should have gone in first, so it won't stick all over the place, but it's too late for that, isn't it? Because that's going to be the glue.
All right, now we're mixing like a mad woman with the egg. It's like a big happy bath. It's like a water park with flour, an egg, salt and pepper. Everyone's having a good time. Woo-hoo!
Yeah, I think that the flour is needed actually. It's going to make the other thing adhere. Now, I have to go out in the garage and get a couple of baking sheets. This is so good. Would you put that down and put a couple of forks full of flour down?
Yes,
in
yes,
there?
yes.
Because I know by the feel of it.
So it seems as if we've added about 4 tablespoons of flour to this egg mix.
Yes, because the whole thing, I think that's going to be like a glue that's going to stick this all better to the breadcrumbs. And by the time this is done, it will be breakfast.
Looks like you're dealing cards or something in there.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, deal me aces.
Okay, now, if I remember, like frying vegetables, first they would go in a batter
Yeah.
and then in the breadcrumbs.
Here we are now. We're brushing the pan with the olive oil. We as in mom.
We are with the. Oh, this is very fine. It's not like panko, of course.
Well, I don't know why you would use panko for an Italian recipe anyway.
Exactly.
So it called for panko breadcrumbs, but we're using fine Italian breadcrumbs instead.
Until we run out of them, and then maybe we'll use the breadcrumbs.
All right, so you get the idea. You see what mom's doing? We're going to do the Julia Childs cutaway because, you know, you don't need to see every little detail here, but you see mom's spreading those suckers. All right, putting them on the pan. All right, we're going to do a nice little close-up cutaway here.
Evenly. Here we go.
We're going to have a close-up in case you don't know what a battered and breaded eggplant looks like. In case you've been living somewhere in Bora Bora where they don't have this sort of thing.
Oh God, I'm so sorry I started this.
starting to think the old man was right.
We should have had chicken delight or something.
Yeah, we could have ordered out.
Pizza, anything. Okay. Look at this, Robert.
They look great. Do you think that was 5 minutes on each side?
No, I put it in for a total of 10 minutes for the new tray, and that had been in at the lower temperature for 5 minutes. And let me just see.
So then how long do you think these puppies need in the oven altogether?
Oh Christ, they still don't seem to be
Right.
really done. You want a pain in the ass.
But do
I'll
they
make
cook?
these.
They cook with the sauce and everything in the oven after everything's all said and done, right? You want it to kind of be done a little
I
more.
want it to be done the way I want it to be done. I don't want that.
They
Yeah,
need.
Okay, I'm putting it in for another 10 minutes.
And let's keep looking because you see that got a brown. We don't want it to get too brown.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Okay, I'm gonna rotate it. I'm gonna make it. Oh, it wasn't in the full 20 minutes because that was set for 10.
All right. Well,
Took it out to
the-
look at it because I could smell it.
the end of the full story with how long to cook this again is when it's done. It's done.
When it's done, it's done.
And that's what our sauce is thickening.
It's
A little
shut
more.
off.
It's shut off. Okay. Well, there it is.
There it is. It is what it is.
It is what it is. Iwi.
And these knives have been washed, and I'm putting them back here. This is very.
So we sort of missed a little bit. You didn't see, but Grandma took them out, the eggplants, put them down on some sauce. There was sauce already, right, Grandma?
Yeah, there was a little sauce on the base.
Okay. Then she put the eggplants down. Then she put some more sauce, and then mozzarella. We grated the mozzarella. Now she's putting another layer, just like you do with a lasagna. It's a layered beast. Okay, so now another layer of the eggplants are going down. And it's too hot. So kids, don't burn your hands at home.
Yeah, don't try this.
Don't try this at home.
Just stay. Sit, stay. This is this.
Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Okay, I think to be able to just sauce.
See, we didn't use a lot. We didn't necessarily have a lot of sauce, but we're using
Okay.
the sauce we have,
Okay.
and that's basically how
Okay.
Mom is cooking. She uses what she's got. She makes it work.
And this is going to be the last layer.
And this is the last layer that's going down. Have we been putting cheese as we're going along, or no?
We have a layer of eggplant, a thick layer of cheese, and now is a layer of eggplant, and we're going to put the balance
rest of the cheese on top.
cheese. And then we're going to also add a little smidgen of
Parmesan.
Parmesan to the top. No, I was trying to think of where I could possibly.
That
put
one there,
this.
we cut that up and we split
yeah,
that.
that's
No one
right.
on film's going to see that.
Yes, we're going to
Fine.
split that one up.
We will never speak of that again, and we're good.
Here we are.
See how I proposed that we split it. I didn't say I'll take it, because that meant one of us would have to die. Wow. Woo. All right. Yeah, you're right. But it's going to be better if it's got a little more.
Sauce.
Well, no, it's cooked a little more. like
Yeah,
in
but
the sauce and
but
everything.
it doesn't taste raw.
No, not
Raw
at all.
Eggplant is.
I'm totally agreeing with you, but it's gonna get even softer and saucier and everything, cheesier.
Here you go, guys. This is your big moment. This is all sauce.
Maybe we need a drum roll or something of some sort.
Something like that.
You know what? You saved the bulk of the sauce for the end, and
Yes,
it's really.
go on top. And it will, I hope. Good. I'm going to turn this down. I don't want to, I think, 375 should be fine for this.
Okay,
It's
so
supposed
we're gonna
to
bake
cook-
this puppy at 375 for an additional
half hour,
half hour. Oh,
Maybe.
I see.
maybe.
Yeah, probably only 20 minutes, maybe, or 25. We shall see.
Okay. Here you are. And it fills this pan beautifully. Good. And you stay here. You go here. This is actually maybe too much Parmesan cheese right
Mozzarella, but
now. Mozzarella.
yeah, maybe a little bit too much.
Yeah, I think I'm going to put the rest of this in the container. And
But are we going to add any
Parmesan.
Parmesan?
Just for the taste.
Gotcha.
You running out? Okay. Okay. Wonderful.
Got any duck food?
Today, here we go.
Kevin, if you're listening, got any duck food?
Watch out, watch out.
It's only 7,000 degrees. It's merely the surface temperature of the sun.
I
It
think
is
so.
going in
Okay.
for 30 minutes, but maybe less.
Oh, I forgot to set the timer.
And we are setting the timer.
I'm going to set it for 20 minutes. We're going to take a look at it.
Fine.
Because I'm thinking,
Thinking what, Evelyn? Be stern with yourself.
that it probably would be good to let it sit for like 5 minutes before serving.
Right.
Okay.
All right then.
I am going to clean these pots.
Now, this is the big pot cleaning video. Stay tuned. All right.